Hey everybody, this is Dave Dugdale, learningdslrvideo.com, and it's been a while since I bought this, and I've always wanted to do a review, and I never seem to get around to it. It's the CarrySpeed. I think it's the, I'll make sure, but I'll put it below, but I think it's a VF-3 or something like that. There's actually a newer version that's just come out. So over the last year that I've owned it, I've taken some notes, and I've got some downtime. I'm sitting by the pool. I'm doing an episode. I'll be right back with you, okay? The label fell off, CarrySpeed. You can see the kind of the residual residue. So apparently both sides have fallen off already. So I guess they don't do a very good job with their own label. What's interesting, it has other names on it. Even the mounting plate that's actually on my camera right now has a different name on it. So who knows if they actually make it or not. But it's basically a viewfinder that you can put on the back of your camera. Works pretty well for the 5D Mark III. I've used it on my T3i. It fits pretty good. Works better on the 5D Mark III in terms of being able to access all the buttons. Construction wise, if you compare it to like the Zacuda, which I've used before, it's pretty comparable. It can take a beating. I'm guessing that the optics in here are probably plastic. In fact, I could probably tap on it. I'm guessing it's just plastic. Because when I bought it like a year ago, it was like $120 or something like that. So you can take it and you can rotate this either direction. It works pretty well. What else? It's got it closes off. So if you had your camera upside down and the sun's hitting it, it wouldn't burn your screen. Hopefully all this wind noise is not getting into the microphone. Because I just want to get this episode done of this review because I've been putting it off for a year. You can't walk with this. You pretty much, and you can't, it's hard to do a monopod pan. So if you have your eye up to this, actually, let me put it this way. I can demonstrate this for you. If you have your eye up to it and you're on a monopod, let's say, and you can move along, it just creates a little extra motion to it. You're better off not using it when it's on the monopod. You can just flip it up. That's what I found. At least over the past year, I've tried to practice doing that, and it seems like I'm better off not touching my face to the monopod as I pan. It just doesn't work very well. But when you have it on and your only point of contact is just your head, you're not using a monopod, and you're using image stabilization, or in case this lens I'm using right now is the Tamron, you can get some really nice steady pans with it, or tilts. Because you have the extra point of contact. Can't stick it in your pocket. It comes with, I think, a lanyard or something that goes around your neck. There's really nothing to attach it to. And what's a kind of a pain, sorry, I'm next to a very busy street. Again, I just want to get this review done. What's really a pain is if let's say you put it on your camera and you walk away, you don't have a camera bag or anything like that, and you want to get off of video mode and switch to shooting pictures, you want to look through the optics, you want to look through the viewfinder. Well, what sucks is, where do you put it? You can't put it in your pocket. It's kind of fits in your back pocket if you put it this way, kind of, but it'll fall out. I've tried. And it really doesn't hang around your neck very well. So it's kind of a pain in the butt if you're switching between stills and video, just so you know. I do like this part of it that slides into the camera. Maybe I'll show some B-roll of sliding into the camera. That part works really well. And it doesn't have a sticky plate type device, which I didn't like to put around my display. The one thing the biggest beef I have with this, and it maybe it's just my head or the way I have it tuned, because you can take this and focus on the text on the bottom, and when I look through it, up in the upper right hand corner is the record button, or record LED, for the 5D Mark III. I think all the other Canons are the same way, and you pretty much have to press your face up against it really hard in order to see up in the upper right hand corner. At least for me, it's kind of difficult to actually see that. which kind of stinks. But you can get it kind of around that because I use the rule of thirds or the grid line. And anytime you hit record, those lines go away. Anytime you hit stop recording, the lines come back. So that's kind of your indication that you're either recording or not recording. This little latch right here sometimes is hard to open when you're not looking at it. To find it with your finger and to open it up. Just a note I made. It fits nicely in my camera case. Works really well. If you were to compare this to the DIY unit that I did a while back, and I've done videos on it, that DIY one works just as good as this, pretty much, optic wise and everything. And it's a lot smaller, it's a lot more lightweight, fits in my camera bag better. But this, in terms of having this suction cup, is really nice. Having this be able to flip out is kind of a nice thing too. And it just comes off on and off the camera a lot easier than if you watch my DIY video of one of these that I created, you'll know why it's hard to get on and off the camera. Let's see what else we got. In the winter time when I've used this, when you put your eye up against this and you're jamming your eye up there for a while and you're filming, what'll happen is the heat from your head, your eye, will actually fog up the lens or optics on here, just so you know. I've had that happen. Also, another thing is if you don't get it seated totally up against here, and I wish this rubber was maybe a little bit more stick out a little bit so it would crush up against the camera a little bit and create a better seal, because if you don't have it perfectly up against that, sun will come down through the crack, and if there's any dust on your LCD display, you will see it and it gets magnified and it's ugly. So definitely make sure it's seated all the way. And I have dropped this from 6 feet and it has survived. Although, looking through here and you'll see a dust on it. I've tried to clean it with my lens cloths and stuff like that. It must be plastic because, sorry, it's really hard to get the dust off of here. You could blow in with my blower. It just kind of sticks to, it must be plastic or something. But I would say if you're looking at Zacuto versus this one, or the new one that probably just came out, I think it's the 4 version, maybe it's called the VC4, I don't even remember. That one, I think it's probably the same exact build quality, but if you compare it to the Zacuto, this thing is a lot cheaper and works just as well, I would say. Probably the Zacuto has better optics, probably has glass versus, I'm guessing, yeah, it sure sounds like plastic. And that's all the notes I've got. So I finally did it. After a year, I finally reviewed this. A lot of people ask me, and who knows, they probably don't even make it anymore. But I thought I'd at least get it done so I can get rid of this particular note on my iPhone. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.